I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the Bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started on the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show. Once you're good and educated about the show, you click on that merchandise tab, take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our Pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck are still available in our online store, whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, or more. Something like 88 different items in our online store with our logo on it. After all, we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this operation, so listen up. Here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on X and Threads. You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all different social media platforms. Whatever it is you prefer, just search Renegades of Puck today. Give us a like, give us a follow, and help us out. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it sure helps us out an awful lot. YouTube, thank you so much to all of our recent subscribers. Thank you to everybody leaving comments as of late. We sure do appreciate that. Like to recognize everybody for that, especially our good friend Carlos out there on the western side of the trenches in Memphis. Appreciate you, my friend. Stick taps, love, and respect to you. You can also give us a subscription to YouTube if you're out there and you haven't already. You get the latest episodes of Renegades of Puck TV, all of our recaps, all of our previews, all of our different interviews, and different segments and specials, and all the different things that we do here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. You can also find us in audio form thanks to the Full Press NHL Network, the Full Press Predators podcast, just about everywhere. Just search Renegades of Puck in your preferred platform today, or maybe check us out on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon, just a couple of different examples of where you can find the Renegades of Puck audio podcast. Venmo is how you can help support the show financially. You can make a donation by going to Venmo and searching out Renegades of Puck, or just scanning the QR code that is currently on your screen. Thanks to generous Renegades just like you watching and listening right now, we've been able to make significant upgrades over the last couple of seasons, and I'm telling you right now, with a 40-degree, and we struggled to get it to 40 degrees for this show, bunker, we sure would love to work on getting that new heating system built and installed here in the, we won't be in time for this winter, but that's our next project here, and if you donate any money right now, that's exactly what it's going towards, and we'd love to keep you updated on that as we go. Again, we struggled to keep it to 40 degrees. As a matter of fact, we were running multiple space heaters, and we found out the hard way that that's not a great idea either. We shorted out the electricity here at the studio completely and had to start all over trying to heat things up. What a great idea we thought we had. So that's Venmo. You scan the QR codes currently on your screen. Don't worry, I'm going to warm up at some point during the show, or maybe I'm not. Now, I know it's time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me get to the goods. It's time for Operation number 855. That's right, show number 855. And at this moment in hockey history, Nashville Predators currently find themselves in fourth place in the Central Division. After 43 games skated, they have a record of 24-18-1, 49 points, has them 6 points behind an automatic qualifying spot of third place. Now that we're into the second half of the season, we'll start talking about the standings in those ways. And the Preds are 11 points behind first place Winnipeg in the Central Division. The Preds' next game will take place on the road, the first of 3 games on the road. It'll be in Vegas. The Preds' record on the road is 11-7-1. The Preds this season so far have scored 138 goals, giving up 134. It's a goal differential of +4. We'll microscope down on Preds nights coming up momentarily. Let's talk about the updated Central Division standings, though. The Winnipeg Jets are in first place in the Central Division. They have been easily one of the hottest teams in the NHL in recent weeks. 42 games played, 28-10-4. They have 60 points. They are 1 point ahead of the second-place Colorado Avalanche. The Dallas Stars are in third place and 5 points behind the first-place Winnipeg Jets. Then you'll find the Nashville Predators in fourth place. Then they are 11 points back of first. In fifth place, the St. Louis Blues, 44 points, are 5 points behind the Nashville Predators. The Arizona Coyotes also with 44 points, 5 points behind the Preds in sixth place. This is important. The Preds have managed to add a little bit of a gap between them and the teams behind them by picking up 4 critical points over this last weekend. The Minnesota Wild are in 7th place with 39 points, and the Chicago Blackhawks have 26 points in 8th and last place in the Central Division. That's the Central Division updated standings. I told you about the Preds' road record and their goal differential, their goals for, their goals against. Now, once they wrap up this first game of the road trip in Vegas Thursday, by the way, special start time in Vegas. Make sure you make a note of that. Special start time much earlier than normal. Thursday, they are in L.A., so they play on Monday, and then they are off Tuesday, Wednesday, play Thursday in L.A., and then Saturday wrap up the 3-game road trip trip in Arizona in what will be a pivotal Central Division matchup right there. Back home on the 22nd of January to face off against the Florida Panthers, and then on the 25th of January back out on the road into Minnesota, and then on the 27th of January into Edmonton. The season series between the Nashville Predators and the Vegas Golden Knights, this is the first meeting of the season, so it took until the second half of the season for these two teams to meet, and they will meet 3 times in total. The February the 20th will be the next time. The Preds will also be in Vegas on that one. Vegas only comes to Nashville 1 time this season. They'll be at Bridgestone Arena on March the 26th. Now, the Vegas Golden Knights started off the season red hot, have fallen back a little bit, now occupying second place in the Pacific Division with an overall record of 24-14-5. That is good for 53 points on the season. Impressive home record, 15-5-2. They've scored 136. They've given up 119. They have a goal differential of plus 17. If we go back and we take a look at their most recent stretch of hockey, it was on January the 4th when they scored a 4-1 loss versus the Florida Panthers. It was on January the 6th when they scored a 5-2 victory versus the New York Islanders. On January 10th, a 3-0 shutout loss at Colorado. On the 11th of January, 2-1 overtime win versus the Boston Bruins. And most recently, the Vegas Golden Knights were one of the only other teams on the rink last night with the Nashville Predators. On 1/13, it was a 3-1 loss versus Calgary. It was Thompson in net, 23 out of 26, taking the loss. Let's talk about the numbers in this matchup and the NHL rankings. The Nashville Predators are leading in goals for. You might be surprised by that. The Vegas Golden Knights had a really red-hot offense earlier this season. The Preds, 3.16 goals per game, is 16th overall in the NHL, while Vegas is generating 3.07 goals per game. That's 18th overall in the National Hockey League. In the goals against category, though, this is where Vegas is doing quite a good job. 2.74 goals against per game is 8th best in the NHL. The Preds are giving up 3.12 per game. That is 18th overall in the National Hockey League. In the shots for category, Vegas shooting more than the Preds. 31.9 on net per game is 10th. Overall, with the Preds, 30.7 shots per game is 16th in the NHL. Exact same number on the shots against, 30.2 per game. So they are rated 16th and 17th respectively, because you can't occupy the same spot in the standings. When it comes to the special teams matchup, it is the Nashville Predators with the better power play. 21.1% conversion rate is 17th overall in the NHL. 31 out of 147 is your raw data on that. When it comes to the Vegas Golden Knights power play, 20.9% is their conversion rate. That's 18th best in the National Hockey League. They are 32 out of 153 opportunities on the season. Now, the Knights do have the better penalty kill. Yes, the other side of things. The penalty kill, 79.5% conversion rate, kill rate, 15th best in the NHL, 26 power play goals against on the season. The Preds are killing off 76.8% against. That's 24th in the NHL, 32 power play goals against. Numbers incredibly high. Between these two teams, let's talk about the top 5 individual scores and the anticipated goaltending matchup. The top 5 scores are actually a very similar breakdown on each side of the ledger. Let's start with the visiting Nashville Predators first. The Philip Forsberg, by the way, congratulations, Philip Forsberg, announced on social media that he is about to become a dad. Quite a funny post, actually. Philip Forsberg has 22 goals on the season with 26 assists for 48 points. O'Reilly has 16 goals and 22 assists for 38 points. The captain, Roman Josi, has put up quite a bit of points as of late. 8 goals, 28 assists for 36 points now on the year. Nyquist is at 11 and 23 for 34. Sissons 12 and 9 for 21 points on the season. Over on the home side of things for the Vegas Golden Knights, Jack Eichel, always been a problem for the Nashville Predators. 19 goals, 25 assists, 44 points on the year. Stone has 12 goals and 29 assists for 41 points. Carlson, 15 and 17 for 32. Marchessault, 17 goals, 12 assists for 29 points. And Stevenson, 7 and 13 for 20. Your anticipated goaltending matchups is UC Saros getting the start on the road, 17, 15, and 1 on the season, a 901 save percentage of 3.02 goals against average, and Thompson taking the loss in their most recent game versus Calgary. Now the record 13, 9, and 3, a 905 save percentage at 2.77 goals against average. First of 3 regular season meetings for the Nashville Predators and the Vegas Golden Knights. It's pretty weird to go all the way to the second half of the season without these two Western Conference teams facing off against each other, but they'll play a total of 3 times now between Monday and March the 26th. So for the Nashville Predators, an opportunity to keep the momentum going against a very impressive Vegas Golden Knights team, a team that is very tough to defeat at home with a 15-5-2 record. That's got you all set for the Preds at the Golden Knights. Remember, special start time on that one. Make sure you don't get caught missing out on the beginnings of this game. We got to go back and talk about the Nashville Predators wrapping up the second end of back-to-backs against the New York Islanders at Bridgestone Arena. It's called the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap, and it's coming up next on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back January 13th of the year 2024 when the Nashville Predators were on the second night of a back-to-back back home to face off against the New York Islanders at Bridgestone Arena. Head coach Andrew Burnett deployed his lines as defensive pairings in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Trennan, Sisensen, Goryanov, Smith, Novak, Evangelista, Parson, McCarron, Tomasino. Your defensive pairings are Yossi and Fabro, McDonough and Shen, Luzon, Carrier, Saros gets the start in net. Yeah, I know who that guy is. 12 seconds into the first period, it's Ilya Sorokin coming up with the first save of the game on Ryan McDonough at 1:13 of the first period. Sorokin comes up with a save on Nyquist, and then, well, he's going to take a break for a while. 3:16 of the first period, it's UC Saros coming up with his first save of the game. That comes on Wahlstrom. Outstanding tracking for the first shot against of the game, coming from behind the net below the goal line out to the low slot area. Again, Saros, a really strong save to start the game. 3:49 of the first period, UC Saros comes to save on Engvall. 5:54 of the first period now, and UC Saros coming with a save on Wahlstrom for the second time in this first period. 7:27 of the first, it's Saros coming with a save on Barzal, and the teams are trading chances back and forth. That's where we find ourselves at the 8-minute mark when Saros is coming with another save on Barzal. The Islanders had a very strong shift buzzing around the Nashville Predator zone, gaining the best possession of either of the two teams so far in this game. At the 8:58 mark of the first, it's Saros again coming up with another big save on Pelech, and then at the 12-minute mark when the teams traded chances back and forth between the faceoff circles with no shots connecting on net, we get to the 12-minute mark, and that's where Saros comes with a save on Romanov. At 12:51 of the first, Sorokin comes with a save on Shen. That's the first shot on goal for the Nashville Predators in 11-plus minutes. Shen, his long shot at 12:51 of the first period. 15:34 of the first period, Ilya Sorokin coming with a save on Luke Evangelista. At 16:02, Saros a save on Barzal. At 17:12, UC Saros a save on Aho. And at the 18:32 mark of the first period, UC Saros coming with a save on Horvat's partial breakaway. This is probably the other best save of the first period for UC Saros of the Nashville Predators. The 19:09 mark of the first period, it's Lee off to the box. 2 minutes for hooking on Tommy Novak, our first special teams scenario of the game. Good zone time for the Preds over the final 51 seconds of the period, but no shots on goal. We hit the intermission with the Islanders out shooting the Predators 9-7, but we will have a carryover of 1 minute and 9 seconds of power play time for the Preds into the second period, and we'll pick it up there. Puck's not getting through for the Nashville Predators. 0 shots on goal over the continuation of the power play in the second period, so the Predators aren't able to generate any offense. 2:37 of the second period, it's Luzon off the box. 2 minutes for hooking, so the Preds start the period on a power play. Now they'll go on their first penalty kill right away, and it's Saros with a save on Barzal, and then Saros coming up with another save on Riley at the 7:11 mark of the second period. It is Sorokin coming up with a save on the captain, Roman Josi. This is the first shot on goal of the period for the Nashville Predators, so you have to go back quite a while to the 15:34 mark, I believe, of the first period to when the Preds had their previous shot. So the Preds went a substantial amount of time in the first period without a shot, then a length of time from the end of the first through the second, all the way up to the 7:11 mark of the second period before they get their first shot on net of this game. Already showing some weariness in those legs on the second night of back-to-back. 7:44 of the second period, Saros coming up with a save on Dobson at 8:24 of the second period. Sorokin coming up with a save on Dante Fabro at 8:58. Sorokin comes up with a save on the captain, Roman Josi. It's the first time the Preds have generated any offense in a while. At the 9:56 mark, it's UC Saros coming with a save on Nelson. At the 11:34 mark, we've crossed over the halfway point in this game. Still no score. Saros comes with a save on Bo Horvat at 12:14 of the second period. It's Luzon off to the box again. This time, 2 minutes for interference earlier in the period. Picked up a hooking penalty. This one, tough, tight call, but it was probably the right call. Luzon finished off his hit as the puck was already out of that area. The puck had vacated the area, and he continued playing the body. That is technically interference. Just a tough call for Jeremy Luzon, who was playing a pretty good physical game. UC Saros comes up with a save on Barzal while the Nashville Predators are on the penalty kill. UC Saros then comes up with a save on Dobson. The Preds PK is able to stand strong and not give up any goals. 13:21 now of the second period. It's UC Saros coming with a save on Nelson at the 14:44 mark of the second period. It's UC Saros coming with a save on Martin. And that was a heavy shot right there. But at 15:10, Martin is off the box. It's 2 minutes for tripping on the captain, Roman Josi, who took the puck and was looking to lead the rush. A lot of conversation lately about Roman Josi not taking off on the rush. Andrew Burnett said it's okay to go, and he did just that. He earns power play for the Nashville Predators team. But unfortunately, his Nashville Predators team are overthinking it out there and looking for the perfect shot, looking for the perfect play. And honestly, it's kind of sloppy, choppy, and they're not doing a very good job with the possession times they have. So they end up generating 0 shots on goal. Again, just looking for the absolute perfect play. 17:36 of the second period. UC Saros coming with a save on Engvall at the 18:07 mark of the second period. UC Saros coming with a save on Aho at 18:35 of the second period. Sorokin comes with a save on Guryanov. This was by far the best chance of the period for the Nashville Purse. It was not only a good hard shot off of the rush, but low to the glove side. Seemed to catch Sorokin just a little bit off guard. Guryanov showing that he has a hell of a wrist shot right there. Again, the Predators' best scoring chance comes at 18:35 of the second period. 19:03 of the second period. It's Sorokin coming up with a save on Nyquist. We hit the end of the second period. Still no score in this game. The New York Islanders, though, now out shooting the Nashville Predators 19-13. So the Islanders pick up 10 shots on goal in the second period. The Preds only pick up 6 shots on goal. We go to the clean sheet the third period. We're going to settle this one in the final 20 or possibly beyond. 58 seconds into the third period. Ilya Sorokin coming up with a save on the captain, Roman Josi. At 2:23 of the third period. It's Palmieri shooting the puck over the crossbar. Islanders had an incredible opportunity off of the rush right here, and he just ripped it way high off of the glass. 4 minutes into the final frame, and it's Sorokin coming with a save on McCarron's redirect with the mask. A slick redirect and an even slicker save by Sorokin, putting the face right into it and getting the job done. At 4:31 of the third period, Ilya Sorokin coming with a save on Jeremy Lauzon at 5:15 of the third period. Sorokin coming with a save on Guryanov. 6:15, Sorokin comes up with a save on the captain, Roman Josi. 8:30, another save on Philip Tomasino. At 8:57, Sorokin comes with a save on Guryanov, and the game has absolutely opened up, and it is the Predators that are getting all of the shots on net. The Islanders are getting the puck, and they're getting odd man rushes, but they're failing to hit the net. They're missing on their opportunities, and the game is absolutely opened up, and the Preds have generated 7 shots on goal already here in this third period. They were only able to get 7 shots on goal in total in the first period, 6 in the second. Now they have 7 at this moment in the third period. We're halfway through the third period at the 10:08 mark of the third period. UC Saros coming with a save on Engvall. It's the first shot on goal of the period for the New York Islanders. So for the first time in this game, the Islanders went a significant portion of time without generating a shot on net. At the 11:12 mark of the third period, Sorokin coming up with a save on Luke Evangelista at the 12-minute mark of the third period. We have our scoring breakthrough 52 minutes into the game. It's Pasha with his 5th goal of the season, giving the New York Islanders a 1-0 lead at Bridgestone Arena. It was a redirect in the slot from a shot out high. The Preds D had collapsed after a turnover, and the Islanders had their way. A good look at it, a good redirect, a very tough shot for UC Saros to see. The Islanders take the lead 1-0 at Bridgestone Arena. At 13:13 of the third period, we see Palmieri going off the box 2 minutes before tripping. Luke Evangelista doing a good job chipping, chasing, drawing the power play for his team on the power play. We see Sorokin having to make a save on Forsberg. The Preds giving up on perfection and this time looking to just unload with heavy shots and pressure. Sorokin comes up with a save on Nyquist, and then it is Luke Evangelista with his 8th goal of the season. He had the first opportunity, tried to stick handle one too many times, lost the puck, gets it back. This time takes the wrist shot from the face-off dot. It goes off of the D and into the net. The Nashville Purse have tied this game at 1 apiece. And then we go to the 16:30 mark of the third period. That's where we find UC Saros coming with a save on Horvat. 16:43, Saros comes with a save on Barzal. The Isles are buzzing. Don't look very content to settle for taking this one overtime and getting a point. And that's when at 19:52, we find Alex Carrier firing the heavy shot towards the net. It hits the D-stick. The D-stick explodes. The puck flutters up into the air and lands in the net over Sorokin for Carey's third goal of the season, and the Nashville Predators lead 2-1 at 19:52 of the third period. Just an incredibly lucky scenario right here, but Carey did the hard work to lead up to it. At 19:58 of the third period, Parson hits the empty net goal with half a second left, his 8th of the season. Your finals 3-1 in this game. The Nashville Predators on the second out of back-to-backs find just enough energy in the third period to get a power play goal to tie it, win it late, and get the empty net goal to give themselves just a little bit of comfort for the final face-off of the game. 28-25 are your shots on goal. 3-1 is your final. The Nashville Predators take 4 points over the back-to-back weekend, and an incredible job by the Preds to hang in there and survive, just like I did throughout this entire recap. That was a Reverse Sports full game recap. You gave us 10 minutes. We gave you the entire game, back with the box score analysis and so much more right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in, Renegades of Puck podcast. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Now, time for some good opinion and analysis. And this is going to be fun to talk about. UC Stars, 24 out of 25 in this game. 1 goal against, and he was outstanding. All the skills were reset and on display. The first save of the game, Chris Mason, was quite effective in his descriptions of everything that happened on this play. I will probably not be as effective because I was not a starting goaltender in the NHL, but going from behind the net to the low slot, tracking that pass, tracking that shot, making that save at close range, that showed immediately that UC Saros was on his game, and he would continue to be on his game. The only goal he would give up in this game would be a deflection, and a really good professional deflection after the Predators' defense kind of collapsed, and UC Saros was under a little bit of sustained pressure right there. The D zone was certainly buzzing with New York Islanders. So UC Saros, I thought, was tremendous in this game, going 24 out of 25 and picking up the victory and absolutely keeping his team in this game in the first, the second, and then keeping it a 1-goal game. And then there was that flurry late in the third period where the Islanders were looking to steal that set, get away with that win, and UC Saros shut it down. Let's talk about Luke Evangelista. It was a low-scoring game, but we still have plenty of things to talk about. Luke Evangelista gets the game-tying goal in this game. He also earned it by drawing the penalty and scoring on the power play. 2 shots on goal, 12:34 in total time on ice. Luke Evangelista has been picking up the play and picking up the pace as of late. For Evangelista, it was his 8th goal of the season, and it was impressive. Evangelista also had another opportunity just before scoring this goal where he walked it on the net, maybe one too many stick handles, but Evangelista was buzzing all over the place. He earns the Preds power play, then he scores on that power play. He ties the game up, and he has certainly gotten back on his game as of late. Again, great to see Luke Evangelista progressing and growing and starting to put up some good stats here. He's going to continue getting plenty of ice time. Alex Carey gets the game-winning goal with 7.5 seconds remaining. Now, this so improbable. It looked like, for all intents and purposes, the teams were going to kind of just play it out like interconference matchups sometimes do, agree to take the point and then settle in overtime or the shootout if necessary. When the Islanders put a couple quick shots on UC Saros, and Saros had to come up with a couple of big saves, I thought that the Nashville Predators were kind of bothered by that and came down the ice and started just a fury of a flurry, and the Nashville Predators end up getting the game-winning goal. Alex Carey, just a bomb of a shot, breaks the defenseman's stick with 7.5 seconds left, and then just flutters over Ilya Sorokin and into the net. Look at this, easily one of the luckiest bounces the Predators are probably going to get all all season long. But over the course of an 82-game season, you're going to have one or two games that end like this, and you're going to have one or two games that go against you like this. And I remember the Preds losing to Dallas on home ice in a weird way like this. So Alex Carrier, great job right here. He picks up the game-winning goal with 7.5 seconds left, and again, he gets the luckiest flutter of all, a broken stick by the D, and the puck finds its way into the net. Parsonen adds an empty net goal with half of a second left. For all intents and purposes, it looked like the game was over until you saw the overhead review and realized there was actually still a half second left. That goal ends up counting. Good for Parson. Go ahead and fire that puck in the net. There's no reason not to. Brent Peterson, longtime coach for the Nashville Predators, longtime well-known in this hockey community, used to talk a lot about empty net goals when he was a player for the Hartford Whalers, when he was a defenseman. And he would say if he could get 3 to 5 empty net goals a year, it would make his stats look really good at the end of a season, and that would help him earn more money in the future. I'm very happy to see Parson on the score sheet. I'm happy to see Parson finishing the playoff right here. There's no reason not to. It's the National Hockey League. You get the insurance goal, and even if it frustrates the ever-living hell out of the other team, there's nothing you can do about that. So Parson also now with 8 goals on the season. Great to see Parsonen getting up there at close to double digits. So great job by the Nashville Predators. They come away with the empty net goal, the insurance goal. There was only half a second left. There was barely enough players left for the Islanders to take the face off, but they dropped the puck, they hit the buzzer, and they get on out of that game. The captain, Roman Josi, picks up an assist in this game. Also 4 shots on goal, 2 block shots, 24-43 time on ice. And listen, second night of back-to-backs, 24-43 is a hell of a lot of hockey. Listen, over this weekend, we heard Andrew Burnett say it's okay to Roman Josi to carry the puck on the offense, to lead the rush, to do some of the more Roman-like things we've seen in the past. This weekend, there is no doubt Roman Josi flipped that switch and has now decided to go back to doing some of the things that he was doing before. It took him a little while to get used to the new system. It's a little bit different than the coaches he's had in the past, but Roman Josi's clearly adjusting to it now and putting up points. 8 goals, 28 assists, 36 points on the season. By the way, the 28 assists now leads the Nashville Predators in assists. It's the first time Philip Forsberg hasn't been in the tops in that category in several weeks now. So the captain, Roman Josi, clearly finding a new level of offense now as we have opened up the 2024 calendar and the second half of the season. Wanted to make mention of Phil Tomasino as well. He picked up an assist. He's working incredibly hard out there. And you know what? The line that he is on is effective and noticeable. And Michael McCarron, game after game, continues to get a couple of good scoring chances and make a couple of good plays, and Phil Tomasino is working very hard along with him. And Tomasino, only 11:30 in total time on ice, but I believe that Phil Tomasino is earning his ice time, he's earning his shifts, and he's earning his opportunities. We heard Barry Trotz say just a couple of days ago that the young players that aren't performing are going to find themselves out of the lineup, and the young players who are performing in Milwaukee are going to start finding themselves in the lineup here in Nashville. So I'm happy to see Tomasino, Evangelista, Parsonen all chipping in and all making things happen. There are names you have not heard that starting to become a little bit of a concern, especially when it comes to Glass. But we'll save that discussion for another time. That's going to do it for the analysis and the opinions. Overall, listen, the Predators did what they had to do. Second night of back-to-backs. They came home. They traveled between the back-to-backs. They hung in there. They survived. This was the Islanders' game to win, and the Islanders were unable to seize control of it because UC Saros kept the Preds in this one through 2 periods and then kept it at only 1 goal getting in for the Isles, while the Preds took until 7.5 seconds left to finally secure the victory in this one. But they were able to survive, hanging there on a second night of back-to-backs. They got the job done. Let's take a quick break. Let's hear from Stripe Digital Solutions. Come back and get the good, cold, hard numbers known as the box score right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business. And that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in. Let's get to the good, cold, hard numbers known as the box score. Your goal scorers for the Nashville Predators in this game. Luke Evangelista ties the game up. Alex Carrier gets the game winner, and Juuso Parssinen gets the insurance with the empty netter. That makes up for your 3 goal scorers in this game. Filip Forsberg picks up an assist to add to his team-leading 48th point on the season. Philip Tomasino also picks up an assist. We had 3 assists on the defensive side of things. Josi, Luzon, and McDonough all picking up assists in this game. When it comes to shots on goal, the captain Roman Josi paced the team with 4, joined by Gurianov with 4. And I thought Gurianov, when he gets that shot off, it is impressive. He's got some good steam behind that shot. Good wrist shot right there. 4 of them in total in this game. He also had 3 shots on goal for Nyquist in this game. When it comes to the block shots category, Carrier and Fabro with 3 each pace the Nashville Predators. By the way, going to total those numbers up here pretty soon, and we'll take a bigger look into it. But Carrier and Fabro and the block shots that they're putting up this year, and it's impressive what they are able to do. It's becoming Greg Zanin-like. You remember Greg Zanin. You better. If you don't, go back and do your homework. When it comes to the hits category, the physical portion of this game was Jeremy Luzon, of course, pacing the Predators with 4 hits as he continues to also pace the league. Forsberg has 3 hits in this game. Luke Schenn has 3 hits in this game. Nobody else with more than 2. When it comes to your time on ice leaders, second night of back-to-backs, Andrew Brunette did a great job the first night in Dallas, not taxing too many of his players to over 20 minutes on the first night. Now he had to air it out a little bit in this one, considering how close, how tight, and competitive it was. 21-03 for O'Reilly in this game leads the Nashville Predators forwards. 20-39 by Filip Forsberg and 20-29 by Gus Nyquist. On the defensive side of things, Roman Josi 24-43 in total time on ice. Again, highly impressive stuff on the second night of back-to-backs when the team had to travel. 23-31 for Ryan McDonough. All the other defenders under 20 minutes. Again, another great job by Andrew Brunette managing the ice time. Yes, he had to push some of the top guys for a little bit more, but he also was able to balance out the minutes quite considerably. Special teams time on ice leaders. The power play for the Nashville Predators was 1 out of 3. Luke Evangelista converted on that. Sissons 424. Nyquist 427. O'Reilly 413. Forsberg 422 in total time on ice. But it was Luke Evangelista's 129 in power play time on ice that ends up converting for the Nashville Predators. The captain Roman Josi had 424 in total time on ice on the power play. Short-handed. The Nashville Predators penalty kill was perfect in this game, going 2 out of 2. The time on ice leaders were Yakov Trenin at 205, and at 158, Ryan O'Reilly. On the defensive side of things, Alex Carrier 204, and Luke Schenn 212, shorthanded time on ice. UC Saros 24 out of 25, 1 goal against, deflection from the slot area, 20 even strength saves, 4 power play saves, no shorthanded saves, and in-game save percentage of .960, picked up his 17th victory of the season overall, and again, was incredibly strong in this game, keeping the Nashville Predators in it largely for the entirety of the game. Other things falling out of the box score to let you know about the faceoff winning percentages. Frankly, it's plummeting, and we got to rant about it again, but we're not going to do it this afternoon. 33.3% for the game is terrible against that New York Islanders team. 21 hits is not bad. 23 block shots is good. 12 takeaways, but 19 giveaways. The Preds, second night of back-to-backs, they're expected not to be nearly as crisp, but they were not only not as crisp, they were pretty damn sloppy at times, especially when they had the man advantage. It was tough to watch in the first 40 minutes, but the Preds got it done. They found a way. They got it done, and that's all that matters. Let's talk about the close of this show. It's Operation Rate 55. We're closing this thing out. A huge 24 hours for the National Predators team. They picked up 2 points in Dallas. Now they've won 2 consecutive games in Dallas. They won both games this weekend on the back-to-back. They pick up 4 points in the standing. That gives them some separation from the teams below them in the Central Division. Also puts some more pressure on the Dallas Stars, with the Preds picking up 4 points in just a week to begin 2024 to close the gap on the Dallas Stars. It is definitely going to be a big 3-game road trip coming up. The Preds go to Vegas. First time they'll see the Vegas Golden Knights this season. The Preds have had some difficulties with Vegas over the years, especially in Vegas, and Vegas definitely has plenty of players that excel against this National Predators team. Hopefully, UC Saros has turned the corner with this effort. I thought he was spectacular in this game. And for the Nashville Predators, well, they're a pretty good team on the road. 11-7-1 on the season so far, and they'll be having their first meetings of the season against Vegas, and then against LA, which is another very good team, and then Saturday night against Arizona, in Arizona, a pivotal Central Division matchup. Preds played Arizona one time earlier this season. That Coyotes team is for real. The Preds are going to have to win that game to hold the Coyotes off in the standings. saying. With the Preds currently sit in a playoff position, they picked up all 4 points they could have over the weekend, and they found different ways to do it. But they got the job done, and that's all that matters. Monday, special start time. Remember that. Make sure you make a note of it. Preds at Vegas Golden Knights. We'll be in here. We'll have your game recap as soon as that game is over. Then we'll have episode number 856 done. Not too long after that, once the league wraps up. As you know, we like to wait till we get to league standings, the full updated statistics, and everything, so we can bring you the absolute latest information when we come out to record. It is absolutely freezing cold, but it has been a delight and a joy being out here talking hockey with you this morning. It's going to continue getting colder and colder, so please, everybody, be extremely safe. Take all the precautions you need to take. In the southern region, we are not accustomed to prolonged and sustained deep freezes, so please make sure you are doing all of the things that you need to do. Renegades, this is an important time. Take care of your family. Take care of yourselves. Be healthy. Be safe. We'll be in the bunker running our space heater and bringing you coverage to keep you nice and warm and distracted over the next couple of days while we are all stuck in our houses. So appreciate each and every one of you, or as I like to say it, easier, stick taps, love, and respect. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier.